Question number 4, Andrew Whittall.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Attorney-General and asks, will he release all correspondence between the Christchurch Crown Solicitor or any other solicitor acting for the Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment and counsel for Peter Whittall on the decision not to proceed with the prosecution of Mr Whittall under the Health and Safety and Employment Act relating to conditions at the Pike River Mine that led to the deaths of 29 miners? If not, why not?
Honourable
Mr Speaker, no, because that is not a decision for me to make.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Andrew Whittall.
In light of that answer and in light of the public statement made by counsel for Peter Whittall on Friday the 28th of February at 4:23 p.m. that, and I quote, neither Mr Whittall nor Mr Grieve have any issue with any of their letters on this matter being made public and thereby waiving their legal professional privilege, why will he not now ensure that that correspondence is released?
Mr Speaker,
the Honourable Christopher.
The member didn't listen carefully to my answer to his first question. That is not a decision for me to make. And perhaps I can help the honourable member by referring him to the Solicitor General's prosecution guidelines and the introduction to it by me, which says, quote, under our constitutional arrangements, the Attorney-General is responsible through Parliament. Well, instead of making unpleasant comments, Mr Robertson should listen, because I'm sure Mr Whittall would agree this is a very serious matter.
If the Minister could just give his answer, it would be helpful.
Mr Speaker, I'll go back for a minute because Mr Whittall at least is taking this seriously. Under our constitutional arrangements, the Attorney-General is responsible through Parliament to the citizens of New Zealand for prosecutions carried out by or on behalf of the Crown. In practice, however, the prosecution process is superintended by the Solicitor General, who, pursuant to Section 9A of the Constitution Act 1986, shares all the relevant powers vested in the office of the Attorney-General.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Andrew Whittall.
What information about the state or progress of the prosecution did Cabinet have before it when deciding not to take action to ask shareholders in Pike River, including Crown entities, to make good the reparation orders made by the District Court on 5 July 2013?
Honourable Christopher Mason.
Well, regrettably, Mr Speaker, the member did not listen to the first answer to the question. Cabinet did not make a decision, and the implication in his question is deeply constitutionally offensive. These are decisions which are made by the Solicitor General. Cabinet has no place in deciding on the initiation, the continuance or the bringing to an end of a prosecution.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Andrew Whittall.
Was the offer on behalf of Mr Whittall to pay $3.41 million to the families of the dead miners taken into account in the decision not to proceed with the prosecution and in the subsequent decision to offer no evidence and seek a discharge, the equivalent of an acquittal?
Honourable Chris Finlayson.
As I said, these are matters for the Solicitor General. To the best of my knowledge, when the Solicitor General and through him the Crown Prosecutor in Christchurch were determining the matter, that was a factor which was taken into account. But there were a number of matters which meant that the Crown decided not to proceed with the prosecution.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Andrew Whittall.
How was the public interest test required under paragraph 5.1.2 of the Solicitor General's prosecution guidelines of 1 July 2013 met in this case in light of the clear findings of the Royal Commission of Inquiry of the level of negligence by the mine owners' officers leading up to the fatal explosion on 19 November 2010 and the fact that 29 men died at work in one fell swoop, causing widespread public alarm?
Honourable
Mr. Speaker, once again I have to bring the member back to the prosecution guidelines and to the person who makes the decision and the factors that are taken into account in making the decision. These matters are free from political interference, or at least in a national government they are.
Order, order, order. Point of order, the Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Mr Speaker, can I invite you to go back and to look at that answer and to look at the Cabinet Office manual and to look at standing orders and inform us who is answerable in Parliament for those decisions if it is not the Attorney-General.
Yeah, and I will accept the invitation from the member and I'll certainly have another look at it. Question number 5, Kevin Haig.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Health and